Aloha, my friends. So in this video, I'm just going to chat a little bit about some things that have been going on recently in the collective vibration, but also in the personal one, and then like the way that things have flown. You know, um, August has always been this like very pivotal month for me. It's a month that I was married 7 years ago on August 12th, and so that's like a big thing. It's also a time that I have a teacher that comes up from Peru, and we do some deeper work together and dive into those things. And that's always a huge shift in that energy for me. But this year also, like, there's been a significant level of like people passing away, like friends passing away, pets passing away, and it's something that like I'm comfortable with death. Like I've had three near-death experiences in my life. Like I work in the shamanic realm. Like I do psychopumping, where it's you do take people to the threshold and help and like take them to the rainbow bridge. You don't cross it with them. And we have drum journey, like people that have passed on, from this realm, or like even pets that have passed on, like they've become guardians or spirit guides or people that show up and teach me still. So it's like it's not a huge separation for me, but it is different. There's like a missing of seeing them on the physical plane, and there is that like feeling how other people feel, and it's like sometimes mentally we get it or spiritually we get it, but emotionally we haven't felt it all the way. And so on the shamanic path, like death and birth is a part of it. So it's like the spiritual path. So it's like coaching, like taking people through, big ego disillusions or like transformations of their life. Like there's a part of them that dies, like the old them dies and the new them is reborn, and it's like a lot of ways like I don't even view myself as a coach anymore as much as I view myself more as a guide, like both like a nature guide, but also like transformational guide. But that term doesn't takes explaining, so people don't always understand that when you say guide. But essentially, all it's what I am. But like it's been heavy a little bit with the deaths, and that was something that my first teacher told me that when I started walking the shamanic path. He said, transformation will be a part of your path continuing for your own self. You yourself will die and be reborn in multiple different ways, but death and birth will follow you and be a part of your consistency. You know, um, like had some deaths, a few years ago, but in 2020 we had 11 puppies born, and then I had friends that had children born, and then the next year our neighbors on the street wanted to have puppies with our Akita, so then we had more puppies born, and then like this year, even though there's been a lot of deaths, it's like I have five clients that have had babies, whether they're in the group coaching or my one-on-one, and then I know people within the medicine community as well as the personal development community that are like they're having babies as well. So it's like this there's a lot of birth in it too, and so there's an interesting balance that's there with it. And so, like, I won't go into all my beliefs on death. Like, it's a much longer video, and maybe if that's something you want, you can comment down below, and I'll dive into that and talk about death and things like that. Like, I still need to make a video about my second near-death experience and my third one. Those are coming. Um, but like with death, like there's certain beliefs. So some beliefs say that like you die and you can come back right away, be like reincarnated and come right back into life. Some say you can enjoy the afterlife for a while, hang out there for 4 or 5 years or even longer. Some say you don't have to come back, or maybe you reincarnate somewhere else, maybe you go on a different mission, different things like that. And my near death experience is like I've had that option of like either to come back and continue what I'm doing right now, or to restart the game and like kind of be reborn, reincarnated, or to like hang out in the astral. And on my most recent near-death experience as well, something like I've asked, different spirit guides about this, and a few guru teachers, mentors, and the short version of all of it is that I do believe we get the choice regardless of all three when we pass away. But also, I think there might be an aspect of us too that since we're such multidimensional beings, like we're not just one aspect, like we're multiple aspects. That the aspects of us that want to be reincarnated on Earth are reincarnated on Earth. The parts of us that want to be reincarnated in like a similar dimension, different planet, or a little bit higher dimension somewhere else do. The parts of us that want to ascend and go on and do other things. The parts of us that want to go be spirit guides or guardians for others do. So I think it's like we do split, but it's also like we're already connected to these higher aspects of ourselves anyways. Like it's more of like we are already a multidimensional being that has been slowed down to this vibration and appears to be one. But your physical body is one you. Your mental body is a version of you. Your spirit body is a version of you. Your emotional body is a version of you. Your astral body, your etheric body, your celestial body, and then like these layers go out forever. Plus, not to mention star seeds, and then also that the concept that you are the manifestation of your ancestors. So if all theories are true, If all theories are true, then we are multidimensional beings inhabiting one version of us at a time. But then there's multiple realities, and we're shifting all the time. It's like we're shifting now, you're shifting now, you're shifting now. You're in a different reality than you were, 5 minutes ago when this video started. Just interesting. Um, but with death, it's like there's a part of us that is always dying and being reborn. You can be a new you anytime you want. When we say we have to go through like some big event to shift, that's part of a story we have. Or like when we do go through a big event, amazing thing, the more we attach to it, more energy we give it, more of a story it becomes. And some stories serve us. Like when we have amazing spiritual experiences, like my near-death experiences, or sometimes like when I work with my spirit guides, or I've been in like really deep ceremonies in Peru, I'm adding a lot of meaning to those. So those events have a very powerful shift on me. If I didn't add meaning to them, they would just be something cool I did one time, or something cool I did a few times on a weekend, or I've spent a few trips down to Peru. Like it wouldn't mean as much, but because I say that it means a lot to me, it does. We do that with our own stories too that don't serve us. We say some traumas, affect us, or oh, because I'm an empath, I'm so sensitive, I can't go shopping at certain times, or I can't be around other people, or oh, I'm feeling other people's emotions, and because I'm feeling their emotions, like I'm more evolved than them, so I have to do more personal work. And so it's like sometimes our labels can derail us too, versus being like, yeah, you can feel other people's energy, but you can also like hold your own energy and do your own thing. And maybe if you are feeling energy, is it really somebody else's, or is it yours being reflected back to you? So no one's above anyone else, no one's below anyone else, but there's a lot of shifting that goes on. And just because like I've had multiple deaths or I've worked with death doesn't make me better than anyone else, This path is just part of that. And the thing I said about psychopumping, like that is a shamanic technique where we're drum journeying into the middle realm for beings or spirits that don't know they're dead or in our denial that they're dead. And we're helping them to the Rainbow Bridge where an ancestor or some guide shows up and like they'll cross it and go with them. We never cross that bridge ourselves. But these are lost souls we find sometimes, like the tsunami that hit. That would be an example. People in like Maui when like the island caught fire. People, like just sudden death sometimes that happens, or also just people that are in denial of it. And there's a whole other thing there with the middle realm. There's the lower realm, the higher realm, and the middle realm of shamanic beliefs, and there's the fourth realm, which is like where all those realms actually sit, and that's called the table too. Sometimes it's like the table of the tonal or the table of reality, and where the table is even sitting is called within like the great something or the Nagual or the great, spirit, or but it's the unexplainable, the great mystery, and that's where the table, anything that we can label, anything that we can talk about, anything that we can like fully explain is there. It's kind of like the Tao. The Tao that we can talk about is not the true Tao, but the true Tao is where the Tao that we can talk about sits. And then within that is all of our concepts, beliefs, and realities. And so when you zoom out that far, it's like, what is one death? What is the death of a dog, the death of a family member, the death of a parent? When we were all going to cross that rainbow bridge at some point, and we will all have the opportunity to be reincarnated or to be guardians or to not come back, and have completed it. There's a phrase out there that I've adopted pretty well. It's more of a permission slip belief, but it's part of my core beliefs, I guess, at this point, because I believe it so much or say it so much. But it's that we have no idea what any soul is aiming to be about, like what contracts it has, what intentions it came into this existence to be for. And when it is passing away, or no matter what it is doing, we have no idea if it's fulfilling that either. And so it's like pity not any soul. Pity not any soul, because you have not what that soul is aiming to be about, nor if it has accomplished it or not. That goes for, you can only know your own soul, your own soul contracts, and what you feel is right. But also, like, you don't know what other people's energies are, what the oversoul might be imagining, or what that oversoul plays into the game of Source, like, and how that all creates a more beautiful world, or a more beautiful vibration that we get to experience and play in. So, I guess this is me venting about how, like, things have felt heavy lately, but also, like, re-exploring, like, how I do view death, and how I do feel about it. And I can go more on this on another video, like more straightforward, less rambly. But that's one of those other reasons too that I believe a lot in like transcendental states and like shamanic states, and being able to get into these higher realms. Like there's multiple altered states of awareness. In the shamanic belief, they call these like areas of perception, or assemblage points. Assemblage points, like where energy is focused, and they do call the chakra assemblage points, but also where you're focusing your energy, you can sometimes be in heightened states of awareness, and there are like infinite heightened states of awareness according to Archimedes, which is one of my spirit guides. Some traditions say there's 12 heightened states of awareness. I believe there's infinite, but you can raise up into those states, and like some of the ways that we can do that is through like consistent breath work and like getting better at breath holds and so forth, and they can allow us to step into transcendental states both in the hold and then when we release too. Transcendental meditation, something else that I know and teach. There's also shamanic drumming, which is an amazing, powerful one. Working with master plant dietas, working with master plant energies. And then there's something called stalking, which helps us observe ourselves in the day-to-day life, but that helps us increase ourselves in those transcendental states. It's a very powerful tool. And there's also shamanic dreaming. That's something I teach people. It takes a while to like learn, but it's really powerful because you learn how to shamanic dream, and you take control of your dreams, and you're actually stepping out of your dreams into the astral realm, and you go into these shamanic states. And it's like these higher realms, death isn't such of a thing. Like the wall, the veil is gone there. And so I've learned so much in those states, and so it's something I like to teach people to do and get into. So that's something you're interested in. There is a link below this where you can jump on. It takes you to a site. We'll talk a little bit more about transcendental states, shamanic states, and if you're interested, you can jump on a call with me, and we can see if it's a good fit for you and dive into it. It's a 6-month program, but the video will talk more about it. Thanks for listening. Hope you're having a great and awesome day. Peace, love. Drink more water. Get more sunlight. Spend some time outside. Get lots of water. Peace.